Bonjour friends and welcome to a new vlog. Today I am taking you with me to beautiful York. I took the train from Paris and got to London first. You may recognize St. Pancras and the famous King's Cross station if you are a Harry Potter fan. The trip from London to York takes 2 hours and a half, which is the same amount of time to travel from Paris to London. It was a bit fun to be at King's Cross because they have set up a 9 3/4 plate for fans, and as you can see, it's very popular. But I had a real train to catch on platform 4, so here we go. I don't know why I expected to see some very scenic views from the train, but they never came. However, when I stepped out of the train, I was not disappointed when I discovered York. This was my hotel. It was very convenient as it was only 10 minutes away from the city centre. There are loads of cute cafes in York, so the first thing I did was sit in one and relax for a little while. I went to Crumbs Cupcakery. The shop was cute and I haven't had a cupcake for so long. This is what I had, the usual drink and a delicious strawberry and white chocolate cupcake with a view on the Minster. The sponge cake was very light and fresh, the white chocolate lovely and creamy, and there was a strawberry under it. It was so good and I would have definitely gone for more cake if I could. York is a beautiful city that mixes a lot of medieval and Georgian architecture. The first place I visited was the Treasurer's House. It's a beautiful museum, but unfortunately I did not go inside. When I visited the gorgeous garden, there were ghosts in display. It was very well and beautifully done. The house used to belong to the Minster's treasurer, Frank Green, who wanted to turn his house into a place people could visit like a museum and where he displayed various objects of collection. The garden is really a masterpiece. It's the perfect little corner to sit and read while being surrounded by flowers and get a pretty view of the Minster. Afterward, I went on a walk in the beautiful old streets of the city. The next day, I woke up super early to visit 2 of the most popular landmarks of York, the City Wall and the Shambles. You can visit the wall for free from 8 AM, but I got very lucky on that day because at 7:15 the gates were already open. The Romans built this wall around the year 71. It takes about 2 hours to walk around the city wall, and you can get amazing views of the Minster and other parts of the city. The great thing about this walk is that you can start from anywhere in the city, stop along the way to visit a part you like, and then walk around it again. Because of its history, some people call York the most haunted city in Europe. Wibma Gate is a tiny street with a very peculiar name, which seemed to mean neither one thing nor the other street. It's located near the Shambles, one of my favorite places in York. The Shambles is probably the most iconic area in York. It is famous for being the inspiration for Diagon Alley in Harry Potter. And in fact, There are a couple of shops dedicated to the world of our favorite wizard. This street used to be where butchers would slaughter animals and prepare their meat, so you can imagine the smell and state of the streets back then. Today it's all nice and clean, and some of the buildings can be dated all the way back to the 14th century. York is really a lively city and has plenty of museums and historical places to see and visit, such as the Clifton Tower or the Castle Museum, for example. I went for Fairfax House, a well-preserved Georgian house. The entrance for the museum is £9 and you can keep your ticket for a whole year. Fairfax House is very immersive. All the rooms there look like they're still in use. The guides know so many stories about the house, and they can tell you a lot about life during the Georgian era. The inscriptions you read here are the ones used to describe Miss Fairfax. She used to be the owner of the house, and she was quite a peculiar person because she was single, childless, and owned a house which was very unusual back at the time. At the end of the exhibition, you can try on some costumes and for a minute pretend you are a lord or a lady. York is also a great place for book lovers. There are so many independent bookshops there. This one had so many beautiful books about folklore from around the world, and that Nordic tale is now on my list of books to buy. During my stay, there was a food festival near the Shambles market, so I went there for lunch. And this is what I got. Yum! Later in the day, I went to Nice to See You cafe for afternoon tea. They have a large choice of homemade cakes, and the choice was difficult to make. I decided to have my tea outdoors because it was so sunny, and I sat at the Dean's Park by the Minster. I had a scone for afternoon tea, and look at the shape of it. It's a heart. How romantic! The next morning, I had a visit of the Minster scheduled, but since it was still very early, I went for a walk. I stumbled on this cute little shop and thought I might buy a teddy bear for my daughter, but the prices were way above my budget. Back to the Minster. It's a Gothic-style building and apparently the largest in Northern Europe. It costs about £22 to visit the Minster and to climb up the towers. The inside of the cathedral is absolutely beautiful, and you really feel small when you walk around. Going up the tower is quite the exercise. There are 275 steps. Once you reach the top, catch your breath and enjoy the view above York. I thought climbing up was difficult, but walking down was even worse. I felt completely dizzy in the spiraling staircase. Then I went shopping for some souvenirs, and by the way, this is the Shambles at 10:30 in the morning. I bought some fudge at Rolly's Fudge. You don't really find them in France, so I thought they would make really cute gifts. Also, I walked past this perfect little cafe. They had so many different types of scones, and everything was so tempting there. But I wanted to sit and rest for lunch, so I went to Bennett's, a small restaurant that serves English food. It's a cozy little place, but I think I was the youngest customer there. I had a tuna melt sandwich with Yorkshire tea. In the afternoon, I went on a cruise on River Ouse. Unfortunately, it started raining. It wasn't exactly how I imagined it because you don't see much, but you do learn a bit about the history of York and its relationship with the river. On my last day, I didn't really have much time to do anything, so I just walked again around the city. For breakfast, I went to this coffee place called the Cupcakery. I had a scone for the second time with jam and clotted cream. And that's it for my vlog in York, friends. Thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more. À bientôt!